right, there we go. Muffin, quit. Maybe I need to scoot this out a little bit more. Just a smidgen right there. Yeah, that works a little bit better. Okay, and we will set that aside to mix up later. All right, and we are live. Awesome. Officially the first minute of the live. We are bringing back the gravy boat. I had some really interesting results last time, so we're going to see what we can get today. It has been so incredibly hot out. It is just unbelievable. So I think today we are going to go with some blues and greens, some minty colors. I will be right back. Dog wants to leave. Hi, Checker. Here you go, sweetheart. You're gonna want in like 2 minutes, so you can stay in. Everybody's probably out and about enjoying the sun right now. So I've already got a base layer paint down in the Craft Smart white. And right now I'm just adding that to our pour to kind of help float all of our colors today. I'm also going to be using this one right here and the color name Tidal Wave Flash. It's got a blue to green teal shimmer to it, so I thought this would be perfect to use. We're just going to go right in the center. Just like that. Then afterwards, we will go in with our hand-mixed robin egg blue. Provided there are no paint bubbles, skins, what have you. Let me just clean that up for a second. Hello and welcome to those of you who are just now tuning in. We are going to be doing a summer theme pour paint today using a gravy boat, of all things. I like to try and use new things every now and then. A couple weekends ago, actually a couple Mondays ago, I used a cat litter scooper and we got some really amazing results. You can find that video on my channel if you look around. A lot of the things that I get are from the dollar store, and they've actually been a lot of fun to use in the pour paintings. Okay, and let's add a little bit of yellow. These are all hand-mixed colors. If you see them in a squeeze bottle like this, I mixed them myself. A lot of the times I don't ever really have recipes that I follow. I just kind of eyeball it. Although this one I did write down the paints that I use. That's Gloss Clover from Apple Barrel, Deep Phthalo Blue from the dollar store, and Turquoise Blue from Americana. All of those are different paint brands that I like to use. They are affordable and reliable as far as consistency goes. So far, we've got white, we have Tidal Wave Flash. This is a pour paint that I picked up from Michaels. We've got homemade robin's egg blue, followed by a yellow and a green. And I just found this one at Michaels. It's a pearlescent white pour paint, also from Michaels, that I found on clearance, which I found very surprising. So we're going to add a little more iridescence back in there. I haven't used this one yet, but I'm excited. Okay, and then let's use a little bit more of our float paint. Our float paint is just Craft Smart and water. The brand is called Craft Smart, and that's really all it is. The theme for today is summer vibes. So I'm going with blues, greens, and we got a yellow in there. And I'm excited to see what we get. Now, I hope this is going to be enough in here. Maybe I'll add a little bit more. Let's go in with this sky blue that I mixed up. It's pretty close to a cornflower blue. It's one of my favorite shades, but I think it will give us some nice depth into our pour painting. Okay, let's go in a little bit more with this one. I don't want it to be too crazy blue, but when it dries, this adds a really nice effect. I'm going to say one more drizzle of the yellow and we'll pour it out on our canvas. Canvases I have with me today, I got all from the dollar store. Although I will admit, while this is a great budget saver, the quality of the canvases from the dollar store have been a little less than desirable. They kind of, they're really, they're not tight. And that can kind of cause a problem when you're pour painting. Because imagine you have a big blob of paint here in the center. It can actually start to warp and kind of sit in the center and just all of your colors pool into the center. I mean, it can still work just fine. That's primarily what I use, but it's not always fun. All right, so here we have our gravy boat full of paint. We are just going to drizzle it right into the center. And I do have a flow paint on top of this canvas, so that way the colors will just kind of, they'll stretch out without me losing a whole bunch. Okay, let's save some for the next canvas. That already looks pretty cool. I'm going to set this aside. Kind of looks like a planet. I'm digging it. Let's see what we get. I don't think I really added that much yellow in there, but that's what happens when you don't stay consistent when mixing your paints. One ends up being just a little bit runnier than the others. Kind of like the soft fade that we had going on in the corner there. Perhaps this was too much yellow, but I like it. Okay, that looks fun. I'll just add that little corner up there again. Go over those edges to make sure the paint actually reaches. Yeah, that's fun. I like that. Okay, let me get the drying tray that I always seem to forget. And we will set that aside to dry. One awesome thing about it being so hot outside is these pour paintings take literally maybe 3 days to dry, rather than a full week. So let's get a closer look. Here we go. Very nice. I like how fluid all of the paint is, and that adding in that pearly white really seems to help influence a lot of this paint. I think that's going to work out nicely. Okay, on to the drying rack it goes. Next up, we have our little itty bitty one. Now this one does not have any, this canvas here is dry. We're not going to add any flow paint on top, just because it's not entirely necessary. But here's what's left of our gravy cup, or gravy boat, and we're just going to add what's there onto the canvas. Here we go. Looks like we are going to be definitely getting more greens out of this one. A little bit more of a chaotic pattern. That looks cool. Ooh, I see that shimmer coming through. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, and that's that. Here's the gravy boat. That looks cool. That's going to dry super nice. And now we will just set that aside. And we'll start tilting this. Yeah, that pearl white is definitely doing something to the rest of these colors. I don't think we got minty vibes, but summer for sure. This one's a lot lighter. I'm excited to see how it looks when it dries. Okay, we've got a little bit pooling up there on this side. I'm not too worried, but let's cover up this edge. Okay, nice. Very nice. Let's have a closer look. Very cool. Looks like we got some cells popping up. Not intentional, but love it anyway. Welcome back, everybody. I don't know what keeps on happening. If my live stream keeps dropping off, I apologize. It is very hot out, so it could just be internet issues. But this video will be uploaded to my YouTube channel as soon as this live stream is over. So you just have to keep an eye out. All right. So that's how the gravy boat looks. I really like it a lot. Is there anything you guys want to see since we've already burned through 2 paintings already? Any colors you would like me to try next? We've got time for one more pour painting. And I still have a cup of pillow paint to use up. Pillow paint, flow paint. I don't know what to call it. There we go. Got enough time for one more. In case you didn't hear me before, this live stream will be uploaded to my channel. It should be available to view tomorrow. Okay, here we've got our flow paint. That first one turned out really, really nice. There we go. Just like butter on toast, you got to cover all those edges. Can somebody tell me in the chat if the live stream keeps jumping off or not? If it does, I got to figure out why that's happening. So if you could send me a message here in the comments or in the chat space, I'll be able to see whether or not YouTube keeps kicking you guys off or not. Okay, now that we have that covered in paint, let's load up the gravy boat again. We're going to keep the colors we have in there already. It might give us something really interesting. And we are going to keep these colors on the smaller side. Since we've already had a lot of yellow, we're just not going to add yellow in this one. There we go. Feel free to check out my Instagram channel, same handle as my YouTube, Savvy Craftings. There is where I post up-close pictures of everything that I have worked on so far, as well as what I plan on doing next. Now that the weather has been decently hot, it has been great for spray painting. Muffin, hey. You're just gonna want back in like 2 minutes. My silly cat doesn't know if she wants in or out. As soon as I open the door, she's gonna want out, and then she's gonna want to back in. Okay, there we go. Focus, please, and thank you. All right, we've got a little bit of paint left in there. Still using some of those colors that we already have other than yellow. Let's go. Oh, a little gloppy. What happened there? Okay. Kept this one super duper simple. No yellow added this time, but we kept up with the other colors. I like that little spot of green. Maybe we can pull that out some more. Oh, I think I see a paint skin. I'm gonna have to dig that out. You know, that looks kind of cool. Let me grab a skewer and we'll just, oh, that's a big paint skin. Yeah, we'll take that out. There we go. Simple and easy like that. Kind of like the little ripples we've got going on the sides here. Let's go in for a close look. Not bad. Definitely more on the pastel side. Looks like we got a couple little baby cells right there. Okay. Where did that other paint skin go? I saw it somewhere right there. Paint skins will ruin your pour painting. That's why it's always a good idea to take a paint sock and strain your paint if you haven't mixed it up in a while. Or if you don't have a paint sock, you can use these little sachet bags. These work just as good. I know with the dollar store paints that I have, for those of you who might remember, opening up the magenta paint for the first time, and it came out super duper gloppy. Pour it through this, caught all of the paint skins, and then I had no problems. Other than it smelling like a box of raisins. I still don't understand that. Okay, well, that is the 20-minute mark. We are going to call it good here. Let me bring up the other pour paintings for you guys to see. Those of you who may or may not be just now tuning in. Here's the second one that we did. Got some more cells that popped up over the few minutes that we've stepped away from it. I'm excited for this one. This one's going to look good. I like that little bit right there. Okay. And lastly, the first one that we worked on. This one is by far the most vibrant out of the other two. I like that little bit of white there. That looks cool. These look like giant yellow feathers. All right. Have a look on my Instagram account for up-close pictures of these pour paintings. And I will see you guys next Monday. If there are any colors I have not done yet or any color combinations you would like to see, check out my Instagram and send me a message. Let me know what colors you want to see me put together. Or if you just straight up want to send me some ideas, I'd love to hear it all. I go live every Monday, 2 p.m. here on YouTube. And I will see you guys next Monday. Bye for now.